Good morning children, welcome to online physical science class. Welcome to 7th standard physical science class. Today we will start the new unit 5, heat in physics. Is it okay children? So what is heat? You know very well, heat is a form of energy. Heat is a form of energy. And it is measured in joules. The SI unit of heat is joules. Capital J is the symbol. Okay, this joule is the unit for work and energy also. So, work, energy and heat. All the three are measured in joule. Okay, children. Okay, apart from this SI unit, there are some traditional units are followed. They are calorie. Okay, that is calorie. So there is a relation between calorie and joule. 1 calorie is equal to 4.18 joules. So approximately equal to 4.2 joules. 1 calorie equal to 4.2 joules. Okay children. So this joule, this calorie is used in the measurement of heat energy present in the food items. This calorie is used widely used to measure the energy values of food. So calories expended in any activity such as weightlifting or cycling, we usually say calorie burned. Okay, kilocalories or calories are the units which are widely used to measure the energy values of food. So the SI unit of calorie is the SI unit of calorie, the SI unit of heat is joule and the symbol is capital J. So heat is a form of energy that flows from a body at a higher temperature to the body at a lower temperature. So what do you mean by that? The body at the higher temperature to the body at the lower temperature. That is, imagine the case of dosa pan. The dosa pan will be hot. When you pour the dosa batter on the batter is cold. The batter is cold. That is, the temperature is less than the dosa pan. So when you pour the batter on the pan, the batter cooks. That is, the hot temperature, that pan which is having more temperature transfers its heat to the batter which has low temperature. So heat always flows from high temperature objects to low temperature objects, and this is similar to the property of water. Water also flows from the higher places to lower places, right? Yes. So heat and water are similar to each other. Okay. So when we are talking about the heat flows from higher temperature object to lower temperature object, what do you mean by temperature? What is temperature? The word temperature means that it's a physical quantity. It's a physical quantity that measures the degree of hotness or coldness of a body. So all the objects has temperature. How hot the object is, how cold the object is the temperature of the object. Okay. So ice cube. What is the temperature of an ice cube? Is the temperature of the ice cube. Do you understand? So the amount of hotness or a coldness is the temperature of that objects. Do you understood children? So like heat is measured in calories and joule. The SI unit of heat is joule, no? For temperature, the SI unit of temperature is Kelvin. Capital K is the symbol. Okay, SI unit is Kelvin, capital K. And there are some other traditional units also used. They are degree Celsius, degree Fahrenheit, etc. Okay, so these are used to measure the temperature of a body. These three scales are used to measure the temperature of the bodies, and Kelvin is the SI unit. Among the three, Kelvin is the SI unit. So how can we measure this temperature with the help of these scales? So to measure it, we have a fixed point, two fixed point from which level to which level of the temperature the scale can measure. For example, if you are having the ruler in your box which can measure from 0 centimeter to 15 centimeter, or some longer means 0 to 30 centimeter, and the one which is used by the masons, it can measure up to meters, right? So like that, the scale measurement, that is called from where to where it measures, that is called the fixed point. And of the lower fixed point of the Celsius and Fahrenheit scale is known as ice point. The lower fixed point is known as ice point, and the upper fixed point is called as stream point. So lower is called ice point and the higher is called a stream point. Okay. Yes, that sounds good. So in degree Celsius scale, the lower fixed point is 0 degree Celsius, 0 degree Celsius, and the Fahrenheit, in the case of Fahrenheit scale, it is 32 degree Celsius. The lower fixed point is 0 degree for the Celsius scale and 32 degree for the Fahrenheit scale. Okay, and the upper fixed point is called stream point. Now that stream point value of degree Celsius scale is 100 degree Celsius, and it is 212 degree Fahrenheit on the Fahrenheit scale. So 0 to 100 for Celsius scale, 0 to 100 for degree Celsius, and 32 to 212 is for degree Fahrenheit. Is it clear, children? And not only so, we have seen about degree Celsius and degree Fahrenheit. What about this Kelvin? Kelvin also, for Kelvin also we have lower fixed point, that is ice point, which is 273 Kelvin, and the steam point is 373 Kelvin. So for Kelvin, the lower one is 273 Kelvin and the higher one is 373 Kelvin. Is it clear, children? Yes. Similarly, 0 degree Celsius is equal to 32 degree Fahrenheit, which is equal to 273 Kelvin, Both are, all the three are equal. Similarly, 100 degree Celsius is equal to 212 degree Fahrenheit, which is again equal to 373 Kelvin. Okay, children, do you understand? So these are the fixed points of the three different scales of temperature. If the temperature is measured in one scale, it can be converted into another scale by using the following formulas. For example, if you want to convert the given temperature into Fahrenheit, you can use this formula, that is Fahrenheit is equal to 9 by 10, 9 by 5 into degree Celsius plus 32. So when you apply this, if the temperature is given in Celsius scale, you can convert this into Fahrenheit by applying this formula. And similarly, for the conversion of Celsius scale, then you can use this formula, 5 by 9 into F minus, that is Fahrenheit minus 32. Okay, this formula is used for the conversion of Celsius scale. And if you want to convert it into Kelvin scale, you can do this. You can do that by using this what formula? This Kelvin formula, that is Kelvin equal to Celsius plus 273, that is equal to, what is Celsius? The Celsius value is 5 divided by 9 into F minus 32 plus 2. Instead of writing C, it is written like this. Okay, children. So plus 273. By applying this formula, you can convert the given expression into Kelvin scale. Okay, so here is an worked out example is given. Go through it. It's very simple. So it is given the Fahrenheit is 98.6. You have to convert into Celsius scale. How can you do? So by using the formula, Celsius equal to 5 divided by 9 into F minus 32. 5 divided by 9 into, what is F given? 98.6 minus 32, and you will get the answer 37. So 37 degrees Celsius is the answer for degree Celsius scale. And how can you convert into Kelvin? For Kelvin, it is the formula is 5 divided by 9 into F minus 32 plus 273. That is C. What is C value? What is the C value? Now only just now we have calculated 37. So apply that for answer. Here 37 plus 273 73, that is equal to 310 Kelvin. 310 Kelvin is the answer. Okay children, do you understood how these conversions have taken place? Yes. So to measure these temperatures, we are using a device called thermometer. We use a device called a thermometer, and let us detailedly study about this. Okay children. Most thermometers in common use are of the mercury in glass type. Such thermometers have a long glass stem with a thin uniform bore closed at one end. Okay, so like this. This is the common one. The other end is attached to a glass bulb. So the glass bulb filled with the mercury. This part filled with the mercury. This part. Okay, children. Then when the bulb is heated, the mercury expands and flows into the bore of the stem and looks like a shining thread. So the mercury just rises up and like a thread, shining thread, it appears. The temperature scale is marked on the stem and the thermometer readings. The temperature scale are marked on the stem, and the thermometer reading is the temperature coinciding with the end of the thread. So where this mercury level ends, that is the temperature of that object. So this is the common thermometer which we are using. Okay children. Okay. So there are two types of thermometer. One is laboratory thermometer and another one is clinical thermometer. Clinical thermometer are used in hospitals, and it can measure from 35 degrees Celsius to 43 degrees Celsius. 35 degrees Celsius to 43 degrees Celsius. Is it clear? And this is called the range. And this is called the range. From where to where it measures, no, that is called as range of the thermometer. And a laboratory, the another one is the laboratory thermometer, which has the usual range from minus 10 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius. So for this clinical thermometer, it is 35 to 43 degrees Celsius, and for laboratory thermometer it is minus 10 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius. 110 degrees Celsius. So this temperature, there are two types of the clinical thermometer and laboratory thermometer. These are the ranges of these two thermometers. So the bore of a clinical thermometer has a kink. So when you look at the clinical thermometer, it has a kink. Okay, it has a kink, that is a bend in the bore, that is called kink. That kink does not allow the mercury to move back as soon as the temperature changes. So when the temperature changes, immediately what happens, the mercury will fall down to reduce, to overcome that problem. Falling down of mercury is into the bulb again. To overcome that problem, this kink is maintained. Okay, the thermometer has to be given a couple of sharp jerks to move the mercury back. So if you might have this experience after keeping it in your body. The medical assistant will take out the thermometer from your body, and they will give a jerk over it, isn't it, in order to get back. After observing the value, they will give a jerk so that the mercury level will again fall down into the bulb, will fall down into this bulb. Is it clear children? Yes. So normally in thermometers, mercury is used. Why? Because mercury is used in thermometers as it has a large thermal expansion. It does not stick to glass. It is opaque and remains in liquid state over a large temperature range. The first one, it has a large thermal expansion, that is, it can, on heating, it can expand. As long it will not become it will not convert. You know that When you heat the objects, they will tend to change its state of matter, but this mercury will not change its state of matter, that is, it won't evaporate, rather it can absorb so high temperature and it keep on expanding. Okay, then also it will not stick to the sides of the tube. The next one is it is opaque. So it is opaque, you can be clearly, even though it is very thin, that bore is very thin, the mercury level also very thin, you can clearly see the mercury because of this opaque nature. And finally it remains in liquid state over a long period of temperature range. Is it clear, children? That is why mercury is used in thermometers. Hope you have understood today's class very well, children. So complete your assignment, report in the group without fail, children. Complete your classwork with neat and legible handwriting, children. Also learn the book exercise thoroughly and also the question answers. Thank you, children. Meet you in the next class.